Oh, Snow White first reactions are here, and they are, of course, they're positive. Their shills are out in force, ladies and gentlemen. The shills are out in force. So funny. So bloody funny.
All of this is going to be raging. Cope Disney categorically hired influencers to come along to the premiere. Guys, this is insane. They were hyping it up like some grand premiere. Except guess what? It wasn't even a premiere. Come on, talk. To Rachel Zegler, talk to Gal Gadot. Do you? And now suddenly, they're leading the first reactions? Oh, please. This is nothing but pure unfiltered Cope. Every single bit of it. And trust me, we're about to dive into those so-called first reactions in just a sec. Spoiler alert, they're total nonsense. Over-the-top gushing that you can practically smell the desperation coming off these influencers. I mean, their noses are so far up Disney's you-know-what? It's embarrassing. Oh, and get this. The Hollywood Reporter actually spoke to one of the cast members, and the irony is off the charts. This guy plays a dwarf, voices a dwarf, but isn't physically a dwarf. Make it make sense. Bottom line, Disney is straight up terrified of the backlash. Mark my words, all of this is Cope. Every last bit of it. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button now. Don't forget to turn on notifications. And if you love what I do, consider supporting on Patreon for as little as $2 a month. Links down in the description, and like I said, all of this is Cope. Oh, this is just too funny. I mean, I literally can't get over it. Hold on, let me just resize this so we're only focusing on what actually matters here. So, the Hollywood Reporter spoke to Martin Kleba. You know, the guy who voices Grumpy in this mess? And here's the kicker, Martin Kleba is actually a little person, but instead of casting him as a dwarf in the actual movie, they just gave him a voice role while the whole thing is CGI. Can you even wrap your head around that? Imagine being a dwarf, getting cast as the voice of a dwarf in a fully CGI movie, but not actually getting to play a dwarf. All because another dwarf actor decided to ruin the fun for everyone. What an absolute joke. And here's the reality check. There's no fancy red carpet event. Nope. The movie is just getting a small screening at the El Capitan Theater. A pre-party, watch the movie, and that's it. No grand hoopla, no big spectacle. Because Disney is terrified of the backlash. And why? Because they hired the wrong people and now they're stuck in this mess. Anyway, that was hilarious. But now, let's get to the first reactions. Oh, you're gonna love this. Rachel Zegler is a shining supernova in Snow White, beautifully embodied in the graceful, gentle nature of the OG Disney princess. It's a visual feast with show-stopping new musical numbers, and of course, dozens of enchanting animated animals. How is this even a live-action movie when it's basically all animation? Like, has no one figured that out yet? Oh wait, there's more? Let's break this down. So, according to these so-called first reactions, the screenplay wisely, eye roll, gives Snow White newfound depth by making her obsessed with being a leader. Because of course we can't have fairy tales anymore without cramming in some over-the-top modern messaging. And the love story? As sweet as apple pie? Yeah, okay, this is Cope. All of this is Cope. But wait, it gets even better. Rachel. Zegler apparently stuns as Snow White with a vocal range crafted by the gods. Pause for laughter. She apparently shines magic charm and beauty into this totally unnecessary reimagining of Disney's 1937 classic. And Gal Gadot? Oh, she's playing a cartoonishly fun evil queen, because that's exactly what we needed, right? Oh, and let's talk about these dwarfs. You know, the ones that are supposed to be adorable. Have you seen them? Nightmare fuel, straight out of someone's fever dream, not a beloved Disney classic. And yet, somehow, they claim that Dopey's relationship with Snow White is a beautiful exploration of heroism. What even is this? And it doesn't stop. Now they're hyping up the film's visuals, which, by the way, aren't even in the trailers, and saying it's one of Disney's strongest retellings yet. Meanwhile, someone couldn't even spell crowd pleaser right. Like, what is a crude pleaser? Is that what we're doing now? Disney's really not sending their best, huh? But wait, despite all the chaos, some people are out here saying Snow White is actually quite charming. Oh really? You sure about that? They claim the message lands. Well, The animals are adorable, and Rachel's voice is stunning. So stunning that it almost made them cry. But they've never cried before. Sir! Then we get this gem. Snow White is pure Disney magic. This will end up being a lot of people's favorite live-action remake. Oh, please! A joyous premiere, a delightful film, and now they're calling it a perfect musical? Listen, I love a good Disney classic, but let's not pretend. This thing isn't being shoved down our throats with a PR machine running on overdrive. Alright, let's dig in. I gotta see these other reactions. I may regret this, but here we go. Oh, this just keeps getting better. So, apparently the musical numbers are bangers, especially the opening one and the Queen's so-called evil bop. And Rachel Zegler? Amazing. Gal Gadot? Fun. But the real problem? The CGI dwarfs, because of course they look absolutely terrifying. And who do we have to thank for that baffling decision? Oh yeah, Peter Dinklage, cheers mate. But wait for it. The biggest shocker of 2025. Drumroll please. The most controversial, most hated film of the year is actually decent. Yeah, that's what they're saying. But hold up. One of the best live-action remakes in years? It's not even live-action. Shut up. This thing was filmed entirely on a soundstage, so let's not pretend we're watching something revolutionary here. And yet, somehow, they claim it recaptures the magic of the 1937 movie. Does it though? Rachel Zegler is apparently the most magical Snow White ever, eye roll. The musical numbers are unforgettable. And the visuals, well, let's just say the uncanny dwarfs are proof that someone out there is straight up lying when they call them cute. Aaron Ceda Wilson's script supposedly adds depth to this world that literally no one asked for. Oh, and isn't it just wild that after 2 years of this movie being an internet punching bag, now suddenly every review is glowing? Yeah, whatever. And can we talk about the obsession with Rachel Zegler right now? My God, the way people are falling over themselves to praise her. It's like she personally saved Disney from bankruptcy or something. And look at this. So grateful to be invited. To see Snow White. A stunning, magical movie, deeply infused with hope. Reads sarcastically. Yep, and Rachel Zegler's outstanding performance apparently places this right at the top of Disney's live-action lineup. Bursts out laughing. No, mate, just know this is 100% cope. And before anyone starts going, oh, you're the one coping. No, I'm really not. See, here's the thing. Disney has a long history of handpicking people to shill for them. So yeah, I think we can pretty safely say that this movie is probably absolute trash. But whatever, right? Anyway, I want to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts down below. Take care, bye-bye now.